The Bible teaches that animals, like humans, are part of God's creation. In the book of Genesis, God created the animals and saw that they were good, as stated in Genesis chapter 1, verses 24 and 25. This means that animals are valuable in God's eyes and should be treated with respect and care. In simpler terms, God made animals just like He made us, and He saw that they were good. So just like we care for each other, we should also take good care of animals. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 28, God gave humans the responsibility to rule over the animals. This isn't a license to exploit or harm them, but rather a call to stewardship. Being a good steward means managing and caring for what has been entrusted to us. To put it plainly, God put us in charge of animals to take care of them, not to hurt them. We should protect and look after them because that's our responsibility. Proverbs chapter 12, verse 10 says, "The righteous care for the needs of their animals, but the kindest acts of the wicked are cruel." This verse makes it clear that treating animals well is a sign of a good and righteous person. In layman's terms, if you're a good person, you'll take care of your pets and animals. Being kind to them shows that you're doing the right thing. In Exodus chapter 23, verse 12, God commands that even animals should be allowed to rest. The Sabbath law wasn't just for humans, it extended to the animals as well. Simply put, even God wants animals to get a break and rest, just like we do. This shows how much He cares about their well-being. Jesus taught us to show mercy, and this extends to all of God's creation, including animals, as mentioned in Matthew chapter 5, verse 7. Showing compassion to animals is an extension of our love and mercy. Simply put, Jesus teaches us to be kind and merciful. That kindness should include how we treat animals. Being good to animals is part of living a life of love. Neglecting or mistreating animals can lead to a hardening of the heart. When we lose compassion for animals, it can affect how we treat other people as well. In layman's terms, if we don't care about animals, it can make us less caring in general. Taking care of them helps us keep a soft and loving heart. When a person harms animals, it can erode their ability to feel empathy and compassion. This desensitization can extend to how they treat other people, leading to a more callous and indifferent attitude toward human suffering. This loss of empathy can damage relationships, hinder social interactions, and contribute to a lack of moral and ethical grounding. Psychological and emotional impact. Engaging in cruelty toward animals can have negative psychological effects on the individual, such as increased aggression, guilt, or shame. It can also be a sign of underlying emotional or psychological issues, including a need to exert control or power. This can lead to mental health problems, such as anxiety, depression, or even more severe disorders. It can also create a cycle of violence and abuse in other areas of life. Legal and social consequences. Many societies have laws protecting animals from cruelty. Harming animals can lead to legal repercussions, such as fines, imprisonment, or a criminal record. Being convicted of animal cruelty can result in social stigma, loss of employment opportunities, and strained relationships with others who disapprove of such actions. Moral and spiritual decline. Many religious and moral traditions teach that all life is sacred and should be treated with respect. Harming animals can be seen as a violation of these principles, leading to a sense of moral or spiritual decay. This can cause a person to feel disconnected from their moral or spiritual beliefs, leading to a life that lacks purpose, fulfillment, and inner peace. Contribution to a culture of violence. Violence toward animals can contribute to a broader culture of violence. Studies have shown a link between animal cruelty and other forms of violence, including domestic abuse and criminal behavior. This can perpetuate cycles of violence in communities, making society less safe and more prone to conflict and harm. Negative impact on character. Engaging in cruelty toward animals reflects and reinforces negative character traits such as cruelty, indifference, and selfishness. These traits can undermine a person's integrity and honor, leading others to view them with distrust or disdain. In summary, harming animals can have profound negative effects on an individual's emotional well-being, moral character, social standing, and even legal status. It also contributes to a broader culture of violence and indifference, which can have harmful effects on society as a whole. Biblical stewardship. The Bible teaches that humans are stewards of God's creation, which includes animals. Genesis chapter 1, verse 28 describes humanity's responsibility to care for the earth and its creatures. Being good stewards means protecting and caring for all life, not just human life. By actively supporting animal welfare, the church demonstrates its commitment to fulfilling God's command to steward all creation. Compassion and mercy. Compassion is a central Christian value. Proverbs 12:10 states that the righteous care for the needs of their animals. Jesus also taught mercy and kindness, which should extend to all living beings, including animals. Engaging in animal welfare allows the church to embody Christ-like compassion, fostering a more caring and loving community. Interconnectedness of all life. The well-being of animals is closely linked to the well-being of humans. For example, animal cruelty is often associated with broader social issues, such as violence and abuse within families. Additionally, environmental concerns like habitat destruction affect both animals and people. By supporting animals, the church also indirectly supports human communities, contributing to a healthier and more harmonious world. Moral leadership. The church is called to be a moral leader in society, advocating for justice and righteousness. This leadership should extend to all aspects of life, including how animals are treated. When the church actively supports animal welfare, it sets a positive example and encourages others to act ethically in their treatment of animals. Healing and reconciliation. The church's mission often involves healing brokenness and reconciling relationships. This can include the broken relationship between humans and the natural world, including animals. By promoting kindness toward animals, the church contributes to the healing of creation, restoring harmony between humanity and the rest of God's creatures. Community outreach and engagement. Many people, including those outside the church, care deeply about animals. By engaging in animal welfare, the church can connect with these individuals, offering a bridge for outreach and evangelism. This involvement can attract new members, build stronger community ties, and broaden the church's impact in society. Reflecting God's love. God's love extends to all of His creation. As followers of Christ, the church is called to reflect that love in all its actions, including how it treats animals. Supporting animal welfare allows the church to demonstrate God's inclusive love, showing that His care and concern encompass all living beings. In conclusion, the church's involvement in supporting animals as well as people is not just a good practice. It's a reflection of core Christian values. By advocating for and protecting animals, the Church lives out its calling to be a beacon of love, compassion, and stewardship in the world. This is Dr. Mark, a passionate animal advocate. I ask everyone who views this video to please share with everyone you know. That includes Christians, non-Christians, pastors, priests, law enforcement. We again are all part of God's creations, and we must respect all life. Thank you, and we ask that you please subscribe to our channel.